Schmitch, thank you for that. Next game up, second game of the tournament, Belgium playing against Impala. Impala will be buoyed by the fact that their veterans team won the event last night. Belgium making for their first time into Kenya.
Last night, by the way, Impala, the Impala vets won the veteran category. Impala also played very well at the National 7 circuit, by the way, with a crop of new talent coming through, and they want to prove a point and show that, well, that wasn't a flash in the pan. So Impala playing Belgium in the second match of the Safaricom Sevens tournament at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani Pool C encounter, by the way. And both sides would have seen what CBA Samurai have done so far, and they'll be keeping a close eye. And Impala already in the holding area, looking ready and good to go for the first game of the Safaricom Sevens tournament.
On the clip in there, Samuel Onsomo of Impala, very exciting player during the 7th circuit. There were a couple of pundits who were not very comfortable about the fact that Samuel Onsomo, despite his great show during the 7th circuit, not making the national team, but then again a call was made. Yes. Belgium getting into Nairobi for the first ever appearance. They elected not to participate in the FIRA AR 7 circuit in Europe this particular weekend. They have great level of success at the levels of the Barbarians. They've traveled across the world playing in various tournaments. There is one European Individual League Championships, earning the right to play in the European Grand Prix during the 2013-2014 season. So definitely a team to watch out.
Yeah, a team to watch out for, by the way. I mean, they'll want to prove a point here at Kasarani, by the way. They're not just coming just for to make up numbers, but they're coming here to win, and they're coming here to be competitive. And some familiar names in the Impala team. I'm seeing Nato Simiu, who crossed over to Harlequins a couple of years ago, back at Impala, by the way. And he'll be one of the experienced players in this team to guide this young Impala team, by the way. And they've had a very fantastic 7th circuit tournament. They reached the final in Nakuru, lost to KCB, by the way. They reached the semi-finals at the Crystal Sevens. They've been steadily improving, by the way, and they'll want to prove a point that they've also come of age by playing in this tournament.
Yes, indeed. Nato Simiyu, a very experienced player, capped for Kenya at both 7s and 15s level, coming from a very strong rugby playing family.
Yes.
Belgium to kick us off for the second match. The team includes Tom Cook, Jaco McLachlan, Victor Wartig, Vincent Hart, Hendrik Brewers, Lucas Giacomino, among others. Very, very talented group of players.
Yeah, Belgium wouldn't be a pushover, by the way. And they kick off the second game of the Safaricom 7 at the Moi International Sports Center. For those who are watching rugby for the first time, the 7-a-side game is 7 minutes each half with a 1-minute break. And Belgium on the attack so far. Good ball handling from them. And they're looking very menacing with ball in hand, by the way. Let's see what they can do.
Okay,
and it's a try.
Beautiful. 19 passes straight from the kickoff, and in 30 seconds, first blood drawn to Belgium.
First run to Belgium, by the way. That was very intelligent play. They moved across the width of the pitch, and they are making their intent well known by scoring the first try with barely a minute has gone so far, and Belgium are leading.
They seem to actually have the knowledge of the game, and it will be
Yes.
very interesting to see how they actually play out during the course of the tournament. Impala just, a bit of loose tackling in there, shrugged off 3 players.
Yeah.
And, well, that's how the game goes on through. Give someone a little gap, he takes a mile.
It takes a mile, by the way. I thought Impala had not settled into the game so far, but hopefully that will jolt them up.
So kick off again on Impala, and they make a meal out of it, and Belgium move on through. Nato Simiyu manages to carry the ball back, and Impala seem to be in a lot of discomfort.
Yeah, they seem to be in disarray, by the way. From the kickoff, they couldn't hold on, and they have been punished by the Belgium side here. And Belgium ball.
Yeah, scrammed on Belgium. Belgium actually quite the dark horses here. I've never seen them playing in a tournament before, but they really look like they're not actually here to be tourists.
Yeah, they're not coming to make up the numbers, but they've been penalized there at the scrum. And Impala now, let's see what Impala have, by the way.
Samuel Onsomo gets the ball and quickly spreads it out to Nato Simiyu. The space is not as much as it would appear,
yes.
So comes the line out again. Impala have, for the last 6 years, been participating at the Singapore Sevens
Singapore
tournament.
Sevens, yes.
They've actually provided a very, very good base for Kenya Sevens rugby development.
Yes, over
Players
the
such
years,
as
yes.
Benjamin Aimba, Oscar Osir.
Yes.
There was actually some point in time where 90% of the national team, both at the 7-side code and the fitness side code, was Impala.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. The days of Benjamin Aimba, Oscar Osir, Micho Chola, Anthony Ongoro. Impala in the heyday were a very strong side, but I think right now they're rebuilding. And even you can tell from they actually have now Sevens Academy, which is headed by Innocent Simiu. And he's actually got a few players from here and there, from some school sides. And they've actually made a mark this season in the 7th circuit. But so far they're trailing by 7 points to nil against Belgium in our second game of the Safaricom Sevens at the Moi International Sports Centre.
Yes, indeed, Impala have actually had some very low moments over the past couple of years. It's very, very positive and exciting to see them building themselves up and definitely playing back at the Safari Sevens tournament. I think the last time they may have played in this one was about 7 years back.
Yeah, 7 years back, yes.
Yes. Belgium onto the ball. Impala managed to steal the ball again, and Belgium are looking very, very confident and
Very
devastating.
confident. Yeah, they seem to know what they're doing. They're playing to their strength so far. And Impala just haven't got going so far. They're still in 6s and 7s, if you ask me, by the way.
They definitely not anything that you probably have thought of. First time I heard of Belgium, I thought that they'd be a Marwan Fellaini lookalike.
Yes.
But definitely, these are real rugby players, not soccer players.
Rugby players, by the way. And a nice weighted kick to the corner.
Try,
and it's
Belgium.
a try.
Yeah.
Brilliant kick. Absolute brilliant kick by Belgium, by the way.
Referee's consulting.
The referee said it will be a try. It's going to be a knock-on, by the way, but from our vantage point, it looked like he grounded the ball.
I will not comment on that. The referee's final call is
Final
made
authority, yes.
It looked like the kick was actually spot on. If at all for anything, perhaps the call would have been the runner was ahead of the kick, but I think he grounded it.
He grounded it, yeah. He did ground it. He grounded it, but as you said, the referee is the final call, and he said it's a knock-on, so it's going to be an Impala ball in their own try line. I mean, in their own half. Literally, they are 5 meters. It's a 5-meter scrum, by the way.
It's definitely looking like perhaps case of Belgium really, really trying to show in the dominance. And Impala really trying to get some level of confidence. Ball turned over again to Belgium. And it's quite a shocker. I mean, the first 2 games, I don't know, could it be the pitch or... Because the handling has actually not been up to scratch. And Belgium scored.
Belgium scored from the scrum there. It was recycled well, and Belgium have gotten their second try of the day. And they lead now by 12 points to nil with the conversion to come.
Yeah, the tackle completion rate by Impala is quite concerning.
It's quite concerning.
They seem to actually just want to go up high and shrug on. They're not really going on down or trying to bog the ball.
Yes.
So Belgians seem to have actually realized that they're just shrugging them all over.
Yeah.
Very well conditioned, they're spinning all the tacklers off.
Yeah, yes, yeah. The completion rate, has been poor, by the way. And Belgium seem to be feeding on that. They know that Impala are not tackling very well. So if you come high with a big loose forward running at you, then and the momentum he's carrying, you don't seem to do well, by the way.
Rugby,
and Belgium kick off again.
Rugby 101.
Rugby 101, yes. It's
Make the
14-0 to Belgium.
Definitely did. Oh, Impala have the ball off this kickoff. 5 minutes played. It's been all Belgium the whole of this first half.
Yes.
Samuel Onsomu has the ball again with his trademark ponytail hanging at the back.
Yes.
It's quite precarious to actually play with a ponytail like that. might give some people ideas
Yes.
on what to use to tackle
He
it.
needs to spark this Impala team. He's played so well at the 7th circuit, by the way. But Impala team just not seem to. They're not getting good ball, and they're not holding on to possession. So he needs to give them a spark, a lift, and they really come back into this game.
Belgian coach there, a little second ago, looking quite concerned.
So
I wonder why he's concerned and
his own
already
hands.
Yeah. Ball held up.
Ball held up, by the way.
I mean, they're playing tactically, yeah?
Yeah,
Playing really tactically.
by the way.
All right, ball turned over. Belgium advantage again.
Advantage again to Belgium. And I just think Onsomu should have had a runner on his shoulder there just to pass the ball, by the way. because he seems to want to do everything, but I just think he needs to play with his guys, with his teammates. I think they had a very good chance there to sneak in something before halftime, but it's Belgium ball. Belgium are penalized once again, by the way. So Onsomo with the ball now. Let's see what.
Impala really need to get something right before the break, just for the confidence, and to actually set up a good second half.
Yes. Excellent break there.
That's the first time they've actually done about 4 passes.
4 passes together.
Isolated player. They still retain the ball, amazingly.
The ball, by the way.
Ball comes on out wide, and Impala pick it back up, but it was a knock-on. Yeah, it did look like a little thumb, yes, fidgeting with the ball.
Fidgeting with the ball, by the way.
Half-time call comes up.
14-0 to Impala, 14-0 to Belgium, sorry. And Impala have their work cut out in the second half. They're still very much like in the game, but they'll have to play much better than they have played so far in the first half.
Yes, Impala need to actually work up on their defending. Their tackling is quite questionable. They're going really high up for no particular reason. The Belgians have been making them punish it.
Yes.
Been punishing them totally for that.
Yes, absolutely. Belgium with the lead 14 points to 0. With the second half to come, and Impala have their work cut out if they're to come back into this game and get something out of this game.
Still have about another 34 games before the end of the day. Game 2, first game we had earlier on, CBA Samurai defeating Kenya Sevens Academy 32-0. This is the second game in Pool C. And, well, preliminarily it looks like it's shaping out to be a Samurai-Belgium battle in this pool.
Yeah, it looks that way, by the way. Definitely looks that way, by the way, at the moment. Samurai, yes, and Belgium. Belgium looking very composed, very strong, by the way. They know what they seem to know what they're doing. Very quick, winning their kickoffs. Their passing is excellent, and Impala really have their work cut out in the second half. They must play much better, tackle much better, and use their athletic speed also to get back into this game.
In the picture there, Neto Simiyu, Impala captain, has been capped at the 7s and 15s squad for Kenya. He has to be the turning point of the team. He has to step up and, lift the spirit of the boys.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a veteran of, he's played for the Kenya 7s team, Kenya 15s team, and he needs to galvanize this team into something in the second half if they're to have any hopes of going to the quarterfinals or being competitive in this pool.
Impala kick off the second half. Still trailing 14 points to 0. Belgium receiving, playing from right to left on your screens in the red strip, and Impala in the green strip.
I thought that player was going to be tackled and run out, but they actually retained the ball. The ball retention of the Belgians is excellent, by the way. It's the ball.
It looks like the Belgians are definitely having a field day. Huh?
Yes, they're having a field day. They seem to know that when the ball retention is excellent, and they're running into space brilliantly. Look at that, by the way, once again, and it's going to be another try for Belgium.
Impala look like they're making the same mistake. Tackles all the way up to the shoulder level, getting shrugged off very easily, rushing up on the defense. It's something they really need to work on. Yeah, I think going by the first game that Samurai were playing at the Kenya Sevens Academy, if Impala do the same, then it might actually be very painful for them.
Yeah, it might actually be, yeah absolutely, because from the kickoff and within 30 seconds, the Belgians have actually scored a try. And when you thought that Impala really needed to score the first try of this second half to have any hopes of winning the game, but so far it's all a Belgium show here. And the conversion is good. Conversion is good. Belgium leading by 21 points to 0 in the second match of the Safaricom Sevens at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani.
Well, it is quite overcast. Weather still, sun is not shining out yet. And who do you think that's what's affecting Impala? Maybe they need their sun.
Well, I think our Kenyan teams can play in any kind of condition, by the way. It's not raining. The field is wet probably, but they need to get a hold of this ball and use it intelligently.
21 points up for Belgium. Impala still yet to actually chalk any points onto the board. They go on the offense and
once again. Oh, the ball handling. Ball handling by Impala, by the way, not very good. They're in a very promising position there, and He lost the ball in contact. And I think in rugby you're supposed to hold on to the ball and make the run, by the way, but he just couldn't hold on to the ball, and it's a Belgium ball.
Credit to Belgium. They did actually make sure that the Impala played, concentrate all on the ball. It's part and parcel of defense. Intimidate the player sufficiently enough to make him give you the ball.
Yeah.
Early Christmas for them.
Early Christmas for them, yes.
Definitely indeed. I'm not too certain if Impala will be very happy with that passage of play right there.
Yes.
So Belgium on the offense again. Referee decides that something was illegal in the scrum.
Yes.
Advantage Impala, so they've basically been given a get out of jail card there.
Get out of jail card, yes.
But the passing, the ball handling, the ball handling. It's very disappointing.
Very disappointing from this commentary level, because this is the basics of rugby. You don't expect this to be happening at such a level.
It is indeed. Maybe the player was meant to come on in, and at the last minute the fellow didn't come back in. But anyway, scrum again. Advantage for Belgium.
Yes.
They're actually proving themselves to be their own worst enemies.
Yes, Impala, yeah.
Stadium slowly filling up. 50,000 capacity stadium. Expected to be a very big day of rugby.
Yes.
Day one of the tournament started yesterday with the schools, under 19 and the veterans event. Today we'll actually have the main event, 20 teams, battling it out in 5 pools of 4 teams each, and top in every pool makes it into the quarterfinal and the next 3 best finishers. So definitely points difference will come into count towards the end of the day, so that we can actually get to find out who will be able to play in the various knockout events tomorrow.
Yes. And it's Impala ball right now, Nato Simeo. Even to Onsomo again, and Onsomo with his magic, but they are going backwards. Okay, good intention there by Nato Simeo to take contact, and now Impala spread it out wide.
Impala only managed to complete about 33 passes in this half. Yes, so it looks like they've been having all the ball, and they've actually tried to stop the ball off Belgium, because there are 3 scrums that have actually been on. Belgium have not had the hand of the ball other than the try they scored.
And Onsomo trying to work his magic, but he's been tackled there by Belgium. And here comes Nato Simeo. Nato Simeo, the old head in this team. And Impala spread the ball out wide once again, but
Clash of heads there.
Impala seem to be growing in confidence now. I mean, they seem to be stealing the ball, and a kick and chase there. But once again, the ball goes out.
It's often a sign of desperation when you see people kicking from their half.
From the half, yes. It's either that the opposing defense is doing a very good job.
Yes, indeed. I think Belgium have been very disciplined on the defense. They've been aligning very well. They've been having no levels of panic. They're actually challenging on the kickoffs. Their lineups have been very imperious.
Yes.
And save for 2 scrums that the referee has actually adjudged that they did some illegal stuff, they seem to actually be doing the basics quite well.
Oh yes, absolutely.
That didn't look straight.
That didn't look straight, yeah.
The referee agrees with us.
Yes.
There are actually good referees out there.
Oh, there are good referees out there. They're able to spot that instantly. And but Belgium wouldn't mind this, by the way. They're leading 21 points to 0.
Yes.
And with a minute remaining, minute and 10 seconds remaining, they seem to have this game wrapped up in the bag.
Yes, they do. I don't think Impala will be able to pull anything back with less than 60 seconds remaining till the end of the game. But then again, like I said earlier on, we recall the points that you can, because at the end of the day, it will become a game of numbers. So you'd be much better off trying to actually try and shorten the gap, because it puts you in better standing at the end of the day.
Yes, absolutely, by the way, absolutely. And Nato Simeo there tried to make a pass, but I think he didn't complete that pass very well. And as you're saying, the completion rate of the passes by Impala, very, very worrying at this level.
Yes, a completion rate, but also, credit to the Belgian team. Their defense has been very disciplined. They've actually been tracking the players right across the field. They've not been giving Impala any space whatsoever to operate in. And they've actually, literally ground this game into their favor. They've actually cut off Impala, not giving him any chance to move on through and use any level of creativity.
Yes.
And, the scores speak for themselves at this level.
Yeah. That's a beautiful kick, and whoa, there was no one at home, and it's going to be a try for Belgium to close out the game. An excellent kick from Belgium there. No Impala player was there at the back, and Belgium make it 26-0.
I think with the conversion left to come Impala must be asking themselves what actually stung them.
Yeah, absolutely, because they just didn't get going. When they didn't get going, the passing wasn't sharp, passing wasn't accurate, not efficient, and the kick was good, and the match ends 28-0 to Belgium. In Pool C, it has finished Belgium 28, Impala 0.
So advantage to the two top seeds in Pool C, Samurai and Belgium, having won the two games. Next up will be the first game for Pool D. England Royals versus Kenya Harlequins. England Royals, a very, very, very decent proposal coming up.
Yeah, one of the favorites of the tournament, by the way, with a clutch of England players, and facing